they can have a lengthy title reign and maybe bring some prestige prestige to the titles, whatever.
So moving on, we have Liv Morgan and No Definition Rodriguez backstage. The lady asks what the deciding factor to their victory will be. Liv says there isn't one because Green and DeVille are cheaters. No Definition says the tougher the battle, the sweeter the victory. Then Morgan says that they won't back down from anybody. And then Rhea Ripley interrupts. Not even me? No Definition gets in her face. Not even you. Liv Morgan starts to say something, then she's immediately headbutted by Rhea Ripley.
Which was great.
Which is the only saving grace for this. This was not a waste of time just for that. So then No Definition and Ripley start brawling. Ripley gets the upper hand, and as they're getting pulled away, Ripley, I guess, hits her or kicks her in the knee, and so now she's crippled. And that casts a dark cloud over their tag team match later on this evening.
Yep.
So then after that, we get an update on No Definition Rodriguez. The medical guy says that she's cleared, but she needs more tests and scans and shit. Pierce says that if she can go and the doc says that it's okay, the match is still on. And then No Definition limps away excitedly.
And you got the doc talking about, well, I'm not saying she's cleared, but I'm not saying she can't go.
Right.
Then what are you saying? Like that's your job, is to say one or the other. You're saying, well, I can't say either. Well, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. Might as well just forced her to have one of them shots injected in her knee.
Yeah.
All right. So after that, we get to our women's tag team title match, unified, undisputed tag team titles. Chelsea Green, Sonya Deville, Liv Morgan, No Definition Rodriguez. So No Definition cannot sell a fucking leg injury to sell her soul. She was limping on it. She was carrying around the Chelsea Green. She was running on it, and then she was limping on it again. She was all over the place with it. She's fucking awful.
See, that's the kind of thing that gets us called marks. You're talking like that
because she can't do her job properly.
Because you're over here talking about selling move sets. That's the kind of shit that gets us called marks.
You can fucking call me a mark.
Start breaking down the moves.
That's part of the story. That's part of the whole fucking show. They did a whole segment where she was crippled by Rhea Ripley and how her leg is. This is what's going to ultimately cause her. Spoiler. Going to cost her the fucking tag team titles. And then she can't fucking convince me that her legs hurt. I'm sorry. She sucks.
Well, I'm just saying, when you got, this is the exact thing that you got those geeks bitching about on their podcast. Oh, they never worked in the business. They don't know what they're talking about. They're just podcasters. They're just fans. Well, now when you start talking about selling moves, that's you're walking right into that trap.
I don't know anything about the intricacies of the business. I don't know anything about ring psychology. I couldn't tell you the difference between a wrist lock and a wrist watch. However, I have had a hurt leg before. I do know what it's like to fucking limp on a leg. I know what an injury is. So if somebody is trying to sell me that they're hurt, but they don't look hurt and they're running on their fucking injured leg, I'm going to call it out. I'm going to call a spade a spade. I don't give a shit if we're marks or not. Okay. You have low standards if that's the case. So yeah, she sucks at wrestling. She can't sell a leg injury. I hate Liv Morgan, especially with her being the tiniest fucking person in the ring. And then she always has these little mean faces and she's screaming like she's the savage thing when all they really need to do is pick her up and shake her like a little rag doll. Each and every one of them. So I laughed when they actually did a false finish. Chelsea Green did Christian's move on Morgan and you thought it was over and then, oh no.
The unpretty her.
Yeah, it's Christian's move.
Yeah, the unpretty her. That's what she calls it.
I call it Christian's move.
Okay. One's shorter than the other, but...
So then Green hits Christian's move a second time, and DeVille seals the deal with a running knee. So we have new tag team champions.
New tag team champions, which marks like the third champions in a month.
Yeah, well, remember, Rousey and Baszler, they win the titles from No Definition Rodriguez and Morgan in the first place. And then they have that unification match with the Unholy Union, where they did the double submission, and we haven't seen Unholy Union since then. Don't even know if they're still alive.
Yeah, they served their purpose.
And then literally their next match, Baszler turns on Rousey, and Morgan in no definition, they get their titles back. And literally their next match, they lose to fucking Green and Sonya Deville. What is the point of all this?
It seems as if, at least in the very recent history of things, they're just treating those titles as a way to further a storyline. So you had Shayna Baszler turn on Ronda Rousey and cost them the title match. That was furthering that storyline. You had the complaint department. They beat Liv and Rodriguez, which furthered the storyline from Rhea and Rodriguez. So it just seems like they're using these titles to further storylines. Now they're on these two. Now you got some people who are saying, "Oh, this is a good thing for the division because they really have nothing else going on, so they can have a lengthy title reign and maybe bring some prestige prestige to the titles, whatever." And I'm going to say that that's not going to happen. And
No,
they
of
may
course
lose
not.
the titles. They may not even make it to SummerSlam with the titles. So
No, WWE had their chance. They had one of the best debuts so far this year, an Unholy Union, and they let them get embarrassed. Their loss meant nothing. The unification
and
thing,
they never got a rematch.
they never got a rematch. They never got anything. They never got another match.
Yeah, they haven't even been on TV since.
So I mean, they never got a rematch. They're like everything about this has just been pointless. And the unification thing, like the belts aren't different. Nothing's treated differently. Have they even been on NXT yet?
Well, I couldn't tell you. Probably not.
Okay. So I mean, I just don't see what fucking sense this makes. And
Well,
they
that's
failed.
the only sense of what I make is
What's that?
they're just furthering storylines using the titles.
Okay. Well, to me, WWE just failed to capitalize on a rising star yet again.
Of course, they're so good at that.
Especially when they're trying to do women, they're awesome. And you finally get some awesome women, and we gotta have this annoying loudmouth. And out of all four of them, Deville was the only one that looked like somebody that should be in there. But I don't know, man.
We'll see where it goes. Not that I would particularly care. I know they're not going to add prestige to the titles, as that's the plan. It's just going to be one of those segments to skip.
Speaking of a segment to skip, we get the new champs backstage. Deville tells Byron Saxon that No Definition's injury was fake. And Chelsea Green's fucking awful. She's just loud and obnoxious. I don't know. She's one of them WWE women's wrestlers that just opt to be loud, to be seen, as opposed to being interesting.
Well, Chelsea Green was just talking about thanking everybody.
Yeah, she's fucking awful.
Like I need to thank my hairstylist. I need to thank my nail person, the person who designed my outfit.
Oh, and they're already teasing tension between those two.
Are they?
Yeah, because Deville was like all annoyed and shit.
I think that was just more so like, yeah. I don't think that was tension. I think that was just
that's tension. It might not lead to
really
a physical match, but there's tension. Deville was clearly annoyed by Chelsea Green's being annoying.
So it worked.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get off of that segment.
All right.